Hi, it's Chris Watkin here on another episode of Freemason Stories, and I'm with Simon Noden, who's from the Lumley Lodge 1893 in sunny Skeggy. Welcome, Simon, and thank you for joining me today.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir. Very well indeed. Simon, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your life journey of being a Freemason, the ups and the downs, what you get out of it, what you'd like to change and things like that. So what I'd like to start off is when did you originally introduce to Freemasonry?
Oh, I think it was back in 2008, 2009. My proposal is the usual route, ladies' nights, introduce you to a crowd of blokes. Then when you've been to 2 or 3 ladies' nights, it's like any time you join, and it's like, what do you do? And the answer I always got was, we can't tell you, but you're going to have a fantastic time.
So it was like a mutual couple that invited you along for ladies' nights. So yeah. They basically warmed your missus up with a posh frock and a few drinks at the festive ballroom. Had a nice time, and then kind of after a couple of years said, right then, are you potentially interested? Do you know?
Introduced me to 2 of the various other brethren there. When you've been to 2 or 3 of them, they must sort of think, he's all right. He's been to a few of these. He's it's all right.
Surely you must have had some misapprehensions, or because of the way Freemasonry is perceived in the general public, with the secrets, and I know and the jokes about goats and funny handshakes and pinnies and things like that. Did you have any fears, or more importantly, did the wife?
No. To be fair, the guys from Lumley give me some really good advice. First one was, don't look on the internet, because whatever you find and whatever it ends up being is nothing like it. Take it as it is and enjoy it for what it is, and just be open-minded. And that's what it is. So you try not to look into, I suppose it's like reading the book before you've seen the film.
It's I'm going to have that one off you.
You'll have that, yeah.
I'm going to have that. Thank you. What about the wife? Was she just glad to get you out of the house?
Yeah. Listen, I know it's she was really supportive, because the guy who was my immediate past master is my best friend as well, and his wife is her best friend. So it's been a sort of Masonic journey for all of us, and at various points in your Masonic career, you've been there to support each other. So
did your friend join, or like one meeting before you then, or a couple of meetings before?
No, he joined quite a few years before me. By rights, I should be about 6 years behind him. But because various people either do, some join, some have been having Freemasons, some drop out, for either work or personal reasons. And I sort of jumped straight up behind him.
Okay.
So it was quite nice, because when I went to go in the chair, it was my best friend who put me in the chair.
Lovely.
So yeah, it's quite a nice ending towards the end of the journey as being worshipful master.
Simon, a lot of people have said it takes a number of years for everything to kind of fall into place. Did it take that for you? Kind of, I see what they're doing now.
It's like everything else in life. If you're interested in it, you want to find out more. The more you find out, the more you want to know. The more you know, the more that knowledge grows and grows and grows. And there's always something new to learn. Every day there's always something new to learn in Masonry.
Okay,
so in different lodges. So
at the moment, your immediate past master, what's been your favourite role in all of the roles so far?
Probably junior deacon, and that was purely for the fact of I dropped back down to junior deacon from senior deacon when I was in that role, because my son joined at 18. So I got to be the guy who took him round the lodge when he first came in. So that's quite a special moment, really. Dad and lad moment.
But apart from sending your son around, which is what I believe is what's called a Lewis, which must have been fantastic for you. How did you feel about that?
Always it's quite emotional, really. I mean, because he joined at 18 as well. So even for him, I mean, at 18, joining him, Masonic, not a university lodge,
A proper old
yeah, it's quite. I mean, standing up there at festive board and giving you a little speech, and I don't think I could have delivered that at his age.
Okay. So how old is your son now?
He's 22, and he's in a guard again. He's done it for 2. It's his second year of doing it now.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And have you seen him grow as a man because of Freemasonry?
Yeah. He's again, he's well adjusted. He can have a conversation with somebody of 18. He can have a conversation with somebody in the 70s and feel comfortably at home and eat whatever peer group.
I mean, let's be honest. For a 22-year-old lad, that's quite good. How does that make you feel?
Oh yeah, really proud. But it's not just it's obviously his mum's had a lot to do with it as well.
Good. So my understanding is that you've involving the community in Skegness by coming up with this Community Merit Award for the RAF cadets. How did that come about?
It was attending one of their presentation evenings. So attending one of their presentation, you'll see the various awards given out, and you sort of sit there and think, Freemasonry wanted to be more open and approachable in the public eye. I thought, well, we could sponsor a trophy, and it was a one-off, so it's not a continuous thing. We bought the trophy, bought the little medals you wear on the neck, which we did in the provincial colours, a dark blue. And you've seen the pictures, I'm assuming, of them. Yes. And the only commitment from...
I've done my own work on you.
Oh, good. The only commitment from Lumley is whoever is the current worshipful master will attend on their presentation evening, present that on behalf of the lodge. A number of brethren have said they'll go along with him and support him. So we're not just, we go in as a group. It may give some parent an opportunity to approach us and say, I've seen you quite often. Them questions: what do you do? What does it involve? It may be a future candidate through that route. I mean, it would be nice as time to come when somebody comes to join Lumley, and it has been one of the air cadets who's still got that little medal around the neck. Well,
let's be honest, Freemasonry has been going for over 300 years. Sometimes you have to plant the seed and let it grow. And it can,
yeah,
we might not see it in our own lifetime, but, it all helps. Now, I know mentoring is really important to you, Simon. Talk to me about mentoring and the fact that you are heavily involved with your LOI.
Yeah, go along every week or as much as you can. I think the other year,
every week. Wow.
We have them weekly. When we had our AGM for LOI, the preceptor said, "Do you know how many times you attended LOI last year, Simon?" I went, "No, it was 46 times in 1 year."
That's a commitment, don't you think?
Yeah, out of 52 weeks, I'd attended 46 weeks. So it's you don't realise how committed you are to it till you look back and see where you've come from.
So do you think that might be a little bit over the top, or do you think all other LOIs just don't do it as strong as you?
Well, we meet every week. We obviously go through whatever ceremony we're practicing. We also give opportunities to take people on one side and do one-to-ones with them as well. So somebody will take them off in one of the other rooms within the building and practice one-to-ones, and then they can come back in after they've had the time out and sort of come and deliver what they've learned in that time, and it worked. So
it's not as if you're doing the same ceremony 50 times. You're doing a number of ceremonies, but lots. I mean, practice does make perfect. Do you pride yourself on your ritual at Lumley?
Yes, yeah, we do. Obviously, the LOI is combined between both members of Lumley Lodge and members of St. Clement Lodge. And to be fair, I mean, if you visited him, you'd struggle to find out who belonged to which lodge, unless somebody actually said, "Oh yeah, I'm Lumley" or "I'm St. Clement." There's a definite bond of friendship there.
It's great that you've got something that binds the two lodges in one centre together. I know at Grantham we have something similar with the younger brethren. and you know, the ties of friendship, you know, are so much stronger when you're together. Well, the other thing I like about Lodge of Instruction is that you do have a bit of a laugh as well, even though it's a serious subject. Do you have that?
We do have some banter. Yes, yeah, it's good. It's good, and it eases it. It sort of breaks the ice. I think somebody coming for the first time, obviously, their first experience of masonry is when they've been initiated. I mean, we had one chap who joined in February, and the following week he was at LOI, and it sort of went from being all prim and proper to all oh, you can, you know, it is more relaxed and more fun, and learning with fun.
Is there anything you would change about Freemasonry?
It's very traditional, and it is slowly moving into the modern world, the Zoom world. It's, you know, here we are now doing an interview, using Zoom, using Facebook. Everything you ever need to know about Masonry is on Solomon. You know, vast library of Masonic knowledge on there. It's good.
And what final thing would you say to someone watching this who is either having a bit of a bad time in Freemasonry or thinking of joining Freemasonry? Well, let's do them separately. What would you say to a brother who's not enjoying his Freemasonry at the moment?
He needs to buddy up with someone, and you need a lodge buddy. You do need that. Even if it's that buddy's not in your lodge, it's somebody to offload. It's a bit like when you're at work, you have your sort of well-being, and you do need to have that relationship with another person. And if that other person is outside your lodge, you know, perhaps he may become your personal mentor, your coach, you're almost like your life coach, and say, well, you know, have you tried this? Have you tried that?
Okay, and then what final word would you say to someone who is thinking of Freemasonry might be for them? How would you not sell it to them, but how would you say, you know, well, find out a bit more about it, even potentially, you know, what would you say to that person if they want to find out more, or what? No, let me ask it in a different way. If you had to describe Freemasonry in one sentence, what it means to you, so others can learn from you, what would it be?
Definitely a band of brothers. You get out of it what you put into it, like everything in life. If you want to go further, you can do. If you want to stop at certain points on your way, you've got the opportunity to stop at them until you're ready to move on. It's individual. It's not one coat fits all. It's it's tailor-made for that person, what they want out of it.
I mean, everyone's telling me that it brings them confidence, happiness, banter, a few beers with the boys, charity. You know, we're big on charity. You know, and most importantly, it gets you out the house from the missus, so she's happy and she has the remote control.
She does. It does definitely. It's definitely a confidence booster. I mean, I have to do in my job, in my day job, I have to do presentations, and it has helped me that way. One's obviously, you know, they've complemented each other, given me the confidence to stand up and deliver them presentations. It's a lot easier, and that's from the School of Masonry.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It helps us on our daily advancement of being better human beings. Simon, I'd just like to say thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
It's been inspirational. I hope people watching it have got a lot from it. And if you are a Mason in Lincolnshire, or hell, even if you are a Mason in nearby, then please do give Stuart Piercy, our provincial communications head honcho chief man. Thank you. You've got to do that when you mention Stuart's name. Send him a message. His details are on the provincial website if you'd like to be interviewed and tell your story like Simon has today. Simon, thank you for your time today. You've been an absolute star and you are a legendary Freemason. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris.